Hi all, George here to talk to you about how to use one of the newest features we have that we are including in Outlook, and that's Template Manager 365. Really excited about this app. It's a newer app, and so it's not perfect where it's got all these bells and whistles, but it does have what we need to help us make our jobs a little bit easier and our lives a little bit easier. So I'm going to get right down to it. I'm going to try not to create too much fluff here, but the application will be visible when you have a new email. This is a template app. So once you click that you're going to send a new email, which is the window you see here in front of you, you will see a icon here in the ribbon. This is called the ribbon, and it'll look something like this. Okay, yours might be a little bit smaller, but it's going to have this icon and it's going to say Manage Templates. Okay, so let's assume for a minute that I'm going to send out an email that I send out over and over again. I've got it saved as a template, so I'm going to do that to make this simpler. So very simply, you just click right here, single left click, Manage Templates, and then what will happen is the Template Manager will open, and it will open on the right side of the screen. When I install this on most of your, with most of you anyway, it should default to what's known as the group store. Okay, there are two stores. There is your store, your personal store, and then there's the group store. The group store is where everything is shared with everybody. Whatever goes in the group store, everybody can see and use. But if you don't, I'm going to show you how to switch back and forth. You know, I've done a lot of these, so it's possible I may have overlooked yours as I was building it. Okay. So anyway, right now what we have in the group store is we have more or less two sets of email templates. These are folders, okay, individual folders. I'll talk about this in a minute, but this is a customer registration folder, and you will see that there is items here that say customer registration, and then it's got the little branch code. So this is Atlanta, Chicago, Charlotte, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this, and then you'll see another folder. See how you can collapse them and open them. And this is called the New Applicants folder, and this is the emails that all you project managers and anybody that does hiring are already familiar with. These are those employment applications that invite our candidates to apply online. Okay, each with its own branch designation. Okay. So anyway, so let's just assume for a minute that I'm working with the Kernersville branch, and I'm helping them do some hiring, and so I've got a candidate I'm talking to, and I want to send him a invite to apply email. And so the first thing I'm going to do, this is very important, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor exactly where I want my email to start. That's important because the way this basically works is when you click on one of these, it basically does a copy and paste of whatever is embedded in this email. Okay, that's how it works. So I'm going to put my cursor right where I need it, and then I'm going to click the email template that I want. Boom. It's going to basically drop it in to the body. The subject line is also going to appear, all right? And all you need to do now, put in who you're going to send it to and hit send, okay? Very much similar to how you're using templates right now, all right? You should also note again, this is a copy and paste, so if you want to change some things around, maybe add some words, you can do that too, okay? Or delete, whatever you want to do here, and away you go. All right, a few important points to remember. Okay, remember this is a copy and paste. So if you're like, I picked the wrong email. So then what you could do is you could basically, so let's say you want your email to go here, and you I meant to click Memphis. You don't want to do that, and I'll tell you why, because again, it's copying and pasting. So if you'll see here, here's the Memphis email. or the one I just picked. This is a registration email, and it went right over top of the other one, right above it. Okay. So if you made a mistake, then the thing to do is to wipe out the entire email except for your signature. Okay. And also wipe out the subject line. Okay. And then what you will do is you will pick the email you meant to pick in the first place. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to remove all of this because I'm not going to send this email, obviously. Okay. Now, and then, or you could just close out, however you want to, do that. But I'm going to show you a couple of things here. I'm going to show you how to get to your own folder. All right. So what you're going to do is you'll notice here, if you scroll to the bottom, it says you're using the group store with your email address. It says you can change account or change store. You don't want to change account. This is your email account. You want to change the store. Okay. So I'm going to click on change store. And then I'm going to get a new window, and you'll see here there are two stores. You got a mailbox store and a group store. A group store is where we just were. That's for everybody. This is mailbox store here. This is your own personal store. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to log me into my own store. It might ask you to pick your email account. And it's going to load your own personal templates. These are a couple of templates that I've created for myself, but it's important to know whatever's in your mailbox store is your own. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to show you how to save your own template. And you could do this either in the mailbox store or in the group store. If it's a store, or excuse me, if it's an email you want to share with your team, then you might want to consider putting it in the group store. I do intend on having a folder for each branch, so that way you organize your own emails into your own branch locations. But just know that everything that you put in there is viewable by anybody else. So somebody else might find one of your templates useful, which is great, and then they could resave it in their own folder or in their own store. Okay. So let's say that I'm going to set up an email that I'm going to use over and over again. So I'm going to do a test email. This is a test email. Okay. And I'm going to remove my signature. It's important that you remove the signature when you create a template. I'm going to say it again. Remove your entire signature when you create a template. The reason for that is because when you create a new email, your signature is already there waiting for you. So if you don't delete it, you'll end up seeing your signature twice, and then you'll have to delete it then. Okay. All right. So this is a test email. I'm going to do test email 2 because I've done this before. And I'm going to do save current email as template. And I'm going to put it in under staff emails. And so now I have this template in here called test email 2. So again, if I was going to copy and paste it, I would click test email 2. Remember this, my signature is gone, but normally when you create a new email, as you know, your signature is there waiting for you. Okay. And it's the same process if you're in the group store. It's the same exact thing. Save the current email as a template and then pick your folder. And then what you'll do is save it into that folder. Okay. All right. A couple other things. One is creating folders. Okay. In your own template, everything starts from your template says basically the main file cabinet. So if you want to create folders, you do them from your templates. If you want to create subfolders, then you do it from the folder you want to create a subfolder to. And you can, create subfolder over subfolder over subfolder. Don't recommend going too deep with that, but you can. So let's say you wanted to have a template in your, a folder in your store. And let's say you had a folder that you wanted to call and see it. I created, it's right here. I just clicked it. I got this thing called new folder. Now I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to call it, I don't know, customer emails maybe. And click OK. Now I have this new folder called customer emails. And you could just continue to create more. You can create subfolders, see that? And go on and on and on. Now, if you want to get rid of an email, so if you have an email that you don't like anymore and you're like, I'm going to create a new one. So what you could do is you could put in, drop in your template, just like I did here. And let's say I'm like, I'm going to change it. So I'm going to delete this one. It's going to delete it out of my template manager, but it's not going to delete it if I've got it up here. This is separate. So this is a test email. I am making updates. And then I'm going to save it again. And let's see, under insurance. And now there's test email 2. One thing that this doesn't do is it doesn't overwrite based on the name of your email template. So if I just had, test email and hit save current email as template, you'll see it's got 2 test emails. They're separate, but you don't know the difference. So what I normally do is if I'm going to update one, I will drop it in, make my updates, delete the one I don't want, and then save it. Okay. Okay, a couple final notes. One is that we ask you not to delete, I'm going to change the store here back to the group store, not to delete anything in the group store unless you created it, okay? All the emails that somebody else might have created, you're asked to just leave them there. Unfortunately, I can't lock that down. I can't lock down the ability for somebody else to delete your email. So for now, while that functionality is not there, I've just asked that you don't delete anything that you did not create. So like I said before, going to the branches, I do intend on having a folder for every branch, so that you can have your own sort of folder to store things in. Okay. When you're all done, it's real simple. You could just, I'm not going to send this email out, so I'm going to exit out, say no to saving the draft of the message, and I'm back into my normal email. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope you got something out of that. If you have any questions, send me an email. And if you want to have a discussion about it, send me an email asking to call you to discuss it a little bit. And otherwise, I hope you have fun with it, and I hope you have a great day.